Great. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm very pleased to present you a country case study from my home country, Peru. And this is a collaboration that we are currently having between Wageningen University, GFZ, and the Forest and Wildlife National Agency in Peru. It's called CERFOR in Spanish. And so I would like to give you a brief history on the Peru's biomass reference data that is available. That includes the National Forest and Wildlife Inventory that is currently in progress. It started implementing in 2013. So the country, for that purpose, or the NFI, divided the country in 6 strata, which you can see here on the figure to the right, and 4 out of these 6 strata are located in the Amazon basin, the Peruvian Amazon basin, which already accounts for 90% of the total forest of the country. So the survey only, or the National Forest Inventory, just visits those plots that are forested or presumably forested sites, and they include among the carbon pools that they collect information for, that includes, for instance, above ground biomass, dead wood, litter, and some, or a very few of them, they also include soil. So the configuration of this reference data follows such or they are arranged in this form of L. They consist of 7 to 10 subplots, which are kind of small, between 0.05 hectare to 0.1 hectare, depending on the strata that we are seeing. And they are very close together, so as much as 30 meters to up to 75 meters in the lowland forest strata. So we presume that the above ground biomass information there is spatially correlated. So the National Forest Inventory in Peru has progress around 30% of the total sample. They have a sample array or implemented array within the Amazon basin, as you can see there, the information for each of the strata. But additional to this reference data that is available for Peru, there are some other regional inventories or local inventories in charge of CERFOR, which are more within forest timber concession. And additionally, there are some research plots, mostly within conservation sites that are evidently, or at least include plots that are larger in size. So this is an ongoing research between Wageningen GFZ and CERFOR, where we are assessing the gain of precision of above ground biomass estimates by using this a global biomass product, that is the CCI biomass product, as a source of auxiliary information. And we did that through 4 country scenarios. For instance, in the scenario A, we basically replicated the inferential, or we followed the same inferential strategy as the National Forest Inventory of Peru does, whereas on the 3 remaining scenarios, we use a map, the CCI biomass map, as an auxiliary source of information. In scenario B, we use it as provided online, whereas on scenario C and D, we additionally locally calibrated that product to Peru using the National Forest Inventory data as a source or as reference data. And on scenario D, additionally, we accounted for 3 sources of uncertainty that come from the integration of this global product with the National Forest Inventory data. And that is, for instance, the variability associated with the measurements of the plot information, but also the geoposition, and also the variability that comes from, or the uncertainties that come from the fact that usually this National Forest Inventory data is smaller in size than the remote sensing based sampling units that we use from the map. So some preliminary results or this ongoing research show that from the use of this biomass map, or this global large-scale biomass map, we can see a contribution or an enhance in the precision of our estimates for Peru within the Peruvian Amazonia. So you can see that from the numbers of the standard errors where the precision is slowly enhanced. In one case, when we use the map as provided online, the precision increase was actually negligible. But if we first locally calibrated that map to the country, then the enhancement in precision was substantial. And even so, when we accounted for and propagated for the sources of uncertainties that I already mentioned, which means, sorry about that the country can derive more complete and accurate biomass subnational estimates for greenhouse gas APOLU or LULUCF accounting and reporting, or could use this information to build more efficient or perhaps less intensive sampling strategy from the National Forest Inventory. So among the country needs that are ongoing and perhaps future needs, and in terms of the use of these biomass maps products, we have identified with Peru and CERFOR specifically to continue to explore how this enhancement of country above ground biomass estimates can enhance the LULUCF greenhouse gas accounting and reporting. But also, I think this is a common framework for several countries to better understand and account for the sources of uncertainty that come not only from the use of this reference data from the NFIs, but also from the integration of these remote sensing products. And finally, Peru addressed the fact, or CERFOR addressed the fact that they would like to have locally calibrated biomass maps with uncertainty information, on one hand, as recent as possible, that is what is available in 2018, 2020, but also for some specific years where they want to address some specific forest management or policies that they are having, and that includes the year, for instance, 2010. And that's all from my side. I hope that I stick to the time.